Thank you so much for joining me. This is Austin, and this is another entry in the Respond in Kind video series. So, this entry was in regards to time and procrastination, which is exactly why I haven't uploaded a video in so long. I used to be, back in the day, and I guess even now to an extent, I was the principal of the school, I was the sensei of the dojo, I was the master of the art, and I would have been the god of procrastination, but I kept saying I'd get to it later, and here we are. So, I wonder if you guys can relate to this. I would be in school, and the teacher would say something along the lines of, oh, this assignment is hard, but oh, by the way, this is due in a month. And as soon as I heard like this is due in a month or like a future date, it's like the dopamine and endorphins would just explode in my skull. Relaxation would course through my veins. I'd take a deep breath and think to myself, I've got time. It didn't matter whether it was due in a month or whether it was due next week or tomorrow. I watched myself, and I kid you not, I would wait until the absolute last minute. I would be on the razor's edge of the due date, and I would turn it in then. And every time I would say to myself, damn, this was like the most stressful thing ever, man. I don't want to do this anymore. Never again. And then my inner procrastinator would hear that, and he'd be like, yeah, that whole never again thing, yeah, hey, how's it going? Yeah, we're gonna do that tomorrow? Okay, we'll do that later. And then later would become never, and things would continue being pushed off, and it was so annoying, man. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. And so I decided to really like analyze it. Why was I wasting time? What is causing this behavior? And I figured it out. So in figuring out the cause of things, you first have to presuppose that every behavior is tied to a belief, right? So you go out to socialize because you believe that meeting new people is fun and exciting. That's the belief that underlies that behavior. You choose to stay inside on weekends and not talk to anybody because you believe people are cruel and rotten and will destroy you if you leave any vulnerability. That is the belief that underlies that action. You buy all of Drake's albums, you listen and stream all of his music and go to all of his concerts because you believe Drake is the greatest music artist of our generation. And that's not a bad belief to have, because I mean, Jesus, like if you look at this dude's numbers, Drake don't miss. He does not miss, okay? So I wanted to figure out, I don't turn in all of my assignments. I procrastinate, I waste all of my time and laze away because I believe I've got time. That is what the belief is. I figured it out. It is right there. And I'm going to explain to you why that belief, that sentence, I've got time, is probably ruining your life. It's probably destroying you the same way it was destroying me. And if you don't watch this, then I don't know, man. Continue not doing the things that you want to do, I guess. But here's the deal. Time is a lot like money in that it doesn't have any value until it's assigned to a purpose, until it's doing something. Money only holds value when it's being exchanged and spent, because beyond that, it's just paper. It stands for something like potential, what it represents, but that potential dwindles over time, you know, due to inflation. It kind of just dwindles away. Time is similar. It goes stale. It expires. If you're not using the time that you have, then it's gonna expire like that. It's just thrown away. It's gone. It's gone. And so my whole thing was, I was using the fact that I had time as reason to sit on it and allow it to expire because it brought me comfort. And it was literally counterproductive, because the whole reason why you procrastinate, and there have been TED Talks on this, I forget who the original speaker was, she was a beautiful blonde woman. She mentioned that procrastination is actually caused by stress. And that's really important to know. You're not procrastinating because you're lazy or because you're useless or because you don't like to work, although that could be it too, let's be real. Who likes to work? That's kind of an acquired taste. But you procrastinate mainly because there's an uncomfortable situation coming and you want to avoid it. You want to prolong that confrontation and that distance for as long as possible. But the thing is you have to understand that by procrastinating, you are amplifying the level of discomfort that's gonna come. And as I said, it's counterproductive, because look, you are procrastinating because you're stressed. And so you say, the most relaxing thing I can do, the most comfortable thing I can do is just put it off until later. But what's happening is you're incurring the stress and the pressure of urgency by putting it off until later, but you don't realize that in the moment. And so you kind of have to take that in in the present moment that I'm taking on more pain by choosing to procrastinate. And if I choose to do this now, then this is actually the path of least resistance. You kind of have to look at it as opposites. Like, you have to realize that procrastinating is actually the path of most resistance. It's just delayed out into the future. The path of least resistance would be doing it now because it's easier now, because that urgency isn't on your shoulders and that pressure isn't making your heart race and making you sweat and call yourselves all types of fucked up names. Pardon my French, but I mean, you're just verbally abusing yourself because you put this off. And it's like, save yourself the stress, save yourself the effort, and just do it now. Get it done as soon as possible. And I think this entry, it's really funny that I'm shooting it now because I'm at a point in my life where I'm really frustrated, and for lack of a better word, I'm pissed off because it seems like time is just slipping through my hands. My birthday was 2 weeks ago and I turned 28, and I'm just looking back on like what I did when I was 27, 26, and I'm like, damn, like all that time, a whole year, an entire year, and I didn't do everything that I wanted to do with that year. It's like, you know, I just see, I mean, I've improved, granted, I'll give myself credit where it's due and I'm making progress, but it's like, there's just so much more optimization I can do. Like those minutes, the seconds can really count for so much more than they did. And it's funny doing this entry because procrastination is definitely one of the things that I think we're all always working on. Like whether you're an early finisher or not, you just always want to optimize your time, and procrastination is synonymous with just time wasting. It's the same deal. And so that was what the entry was about. Towards the end of the writing, I also talked about a commercial that Kobe Bryant did with Kanye West, where he said, this stuck with me for years, where he was like, are you a different animal and the same beast? And then Kanye West just like blinks a bunch and he's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Kobe Bryant? And it's like, what exactly did he mean by that? I sat on that for years until I figured it out. Getting a little sweaty. Pardon me. I sat on that for years, and I think I've come to a good understanding of what that could mean. I also Googled it, and I saw someone else resonate with it, so I know. And I came to the conclusion on my own before I Googled it, though, so I want to put that out there. But yeah, are you a different animal and the same beast? I think beast refers to your mindset and your approach to things that you're familiar with and the things that you've already mastered. It's like you're aggressive with it, you're confident, you come up to it and you just destroy and you kill, no second thoughts. And so the question is, are you a different animal and the same beast? I think different animal refers to like your physical capabilities and new territories that you haven't explored yet. It's like, yeah, sure, you're an incredible rhinoceros, but when you're put in the savannah, can you also be the king of the jungle like a lion? Or can you punch the hell out of some cheetah like a gorilla? Or can you climb a tree like a monkey? But still maintain that beast mentality of a rhinoceros that says, whatever's in my path, I'm gonna charge it and I'm gonna destroy it. And so when it says, are you a different animal and the same beast? It's like, are you maintaining that psychological edge and that confidence that you have in areas of mastery? Are you able to translate that to new things and new disciplines that you're still getting a hold of? And I found that so profound and so beautiful that I had to put it in this entry, despite it really being unrelated. But that's what you get when you're writing a book on your stream of consciousness and ideas as they come to you. And that was what the entry was about. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, drop a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I really do enjoy engaging with people. And I hope to see you at the next one. Cheers.